Hey folks, N1TZU here. I'm sure that probably a lot of you remember the video that I did on the manpack, the Yaesu FT-857d manpack homebrew. Well, over the past few months I decided to rebuild it, and I'll show you what I ended up doing. Because I'm sure all you remember it was a frame style design. Because I think what I'll do when I do the video, I'll post a short section of it before this video. So anyways, what I ended up doing was I ended up actually taking 1/4-inch aluminum plate and fabricating 2 side plates, a bottom plate and a front plate where the radio is actually attached, and actually encased it in a box. Made a box design. Let me go around and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. Let me get the Alice pack out of the frame. I'll show you that in a bit. So basically, you can see here where I've got actually 1/4-inch plate here, which is also the same on the bottom. And then as well as on the top that holds all the components for the front. What I wanted to do was make a design that emulated kind of like a a PRC type radio. And then this is 16th inch aluminum plate, and then of course on this side over here, sorry for the shadow, on this side over here is diamond plate, aluminum diamond plate. So basically what I ended up doing was, if you take a look here, basically this is of course the HF antenna, the SGC 300, and let me back up and give you a look at that. It basically a 9-foot whip, helical wound, vertical, and that's for the HF. And then of course an old diamond BHF UHF vertical. So what I did here in the front plate, and if you take a look, basically I got an input for charging the lithium-ion battery pack on the base. I got these U-type connectors or bolts, I should say. I think what they are is they're kind of like what would you call it? Framing bolts. I get at Lowe's. And then basically a UHF connector that goes through the front plate for the UH side of the radio. And I'll end up showing you the inside of it here shortly. And of course that's for the VHF UHF. And while the radio is not in use, I put on these little cap things that you can actually cap the antenna connection with if you want. And then this little device right here, what I did is I ended up putting the radio faceplate on a separation kit, and it's connected to a little piece of aluminum that's hinged, as you can see over here. So you can actually open this up and have access to an LDG tuner that's actually inside the radio, because the LDG tuner box is not waterproof at all. So I figured, well, I'd like to be able to get it inside so it's at least semi-water resistant. And you can see here on the back of this plate, you can see where I cut a hole in it and mounted the separation holder for the 857 front faceplate. And then here, basically what I got is a switch to shut off the speaker. And let me see, let's go over to this side here. I got audio input. I've got a military plug for the military handset, and I've also got an 8-pin. I mounted an 8-pin. Let me take that off so I can show you. I got an 8-pin connector, so I can actually plug in my sword and headset that I had to completely rewire, put in a electret type microphone, but you can see here I got an 8-pin connector. I can plug right into that, so I can run the headset if I want. Yeah, we'll set that down for now. And then let's see over here, of course there's a ground, so you can run ground wires, or counterpoise of course. And then there's a 12-volt input. Now the 12-volt input runs on this double pole, double throw switch. When it's in the middle, I can use shore power, regular 12-volt shore power input to the radio, directly to the radio. When it's switched in the L position, what it does is it steps down the lithium-ion battery pack, because it's quite a bit more voltage than the FT-857 will handle. So I've got it rigged up with a step-down Zener type device. And when the battery gets low enough where I can direct from the battery, I can switch it in the high voltage position. So I get the most use I can get out of the battery. And then of course I've got two antenna connections, the portable HF, which runs on number 1 of the LDG, and then if I want to run, say, string up a dipole, I've got a antenna 2 connection. So excuse me. So anyways, got the handset there, and I'll show you the inside of the rig. So basically, come over here. You can see here I've got a couple of latches that I do here, and basically open up the inside of the radio. And let's make sure I'm zoomed out all the way here. And here's the lithium-ion battery pack. Hopefully I've got enough sunlight here. Let's turn it a little bit to one side. You can see the right in here, you can see the little button that you can push to look at the battery voltage if you want, but the FT-857 has battery voltage right on the faceplate, so you really don't have to get inside the rig to look at the battery voltage. And then you can see how I've got in here, you can see how I got the 857 mounted, and it's mounted on the top of, let's see here, I got enough lighting. I got it mounted on the top of the LDG-tuner. Let's see here, and then of course this is the Zener diode step down. What it does is it steps the 16.5 volt battery pack down to, steps it down about 1.5 volts. And what I've got is I've got two outputs, one that goes through the Zener, and the other one that's direct right up to the back side of this double pole, double throw switch. And then of course here you can see the HF vertical connection, and then behind it is where the number 2 connection is for portable dipole setup, you know, ladder line or coax connection, I mean, you know, so. And then of course there's the speaker, and there's the switch for the speaker. Hopefully I covered everything here. So let me step back here a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of how I built the inside of it. Hopefully there's enough lighting here. I really can't see the camera all that well, or at least the LEDs, I mean the display. So let me step back here and so I get a broader view of it. Excuse me. So anyways, let's close this back up. And then what I'll show you, what I did was I actually took an Alice pack. I found an old Alice pack at a Army surplus place here nearby, and redid the Alice pack so I can actually set up the radio right on the Alice pack. What I did is I took a piece of aluminum plate, bent it, hooked it to the back of the Alice pack, and then I took some tent pole material and made a bracing for it. And I put on these latches here, and you can see the latches hook right to same kind of latches that hold the door shut. So let's see here, what else have I got to cover? Basically, part of the reason why I did this is I really wanted a smaller package. I was kind of shooting for less weight, but that didn't happen. So you know, kind of one of those things. I use this mostly on a, you know, when I'm camping anyways, you know, it's on a table most of the time. So once in a great blue moon I might take it packing, but let me hook it to the Alice pack here, and actually probably what I'll do is I'll actually set the camera up on a tripod, so that way you can see how it connects to the Alice pack. I'll stand by a second here. Okay, I fumbled a little bit with that, but you can see here, yep, got the shadow going on. You can see here I've got basically these connectors that connect it right to the Alice pack, and got it so I can actually pack it into any place I want, or up on a mountain, and it probably weighs, oh, I'm going to say probably a total of 35 pounds, 32 pounds roughly, not too bad.